As a developer, your job should be selling as many copies of a game as possible and making as much money as possible, not telling people to not buy your game because you happen to disagree with their political opinions. And that's exactly what's happening now because a mouthwashing audio dev who's clearly a radical leftist is losing his mind after Asmongold covered the game saying, "I feel sick to my effing stomach." I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this is very sad to me to see a developer melting down and telling people with a certain political viewpoint to not support their game, especially when, for all intents and purposes, it's gotten rave reviews and basically everybody who's played it has loved it. But with overwhelmingly positive reviews, Mouthwashing has been picking up steam on Steam. From indie developer Wrong Open, the game is described as the 5 crew members of the Tulper are stranded in the empty reaches of space, shrouded in perpetual sunset. God is not watching. It is a horror first-person adventure game following a dying crew of a shipwrecked space freighter, and gamers have made comments saying the storyline is short and sweet with no filler, which is most modern video games, so it's great that this isn't, and that it's very well written with intense horror elements. Honestly, this sounds fantastic. I had not heard of this game before this point, and if this individual had not acted in such a childish way, I probably would have purchased it, but now I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to. But the game came to Asmongold's attention after it was revealed the developers of the game were receiving harassment because of some of the scenes depicted in fan art on X. The company responded in a based way instead of apologizing, saying on X, "Some mouth-watering fan creators have been receiving harassment over works that others have found distasteful. If you see fan works that you do not like, block and ignore it. Any form of harassment is unacceptable. If you can't be respectful and considerate, this fandom is not the place for you." I mean, yes, if you are a fan artist and you have made a piece of content that other people do not like, you should not be forced to bow down to their demands. You should not be forced to remove it from the internet. You should not be forced to apologize, and you shouldn't be harassed over it. And Asmongold reacted to a video on the topic saying the whole controversy was stupid, and the situation began because fan art of the character was done showing Anya in knee-high stockings and in lingerie under a blouse that is in danger of busting open. Ooh, the horrors of a female character wearing stockings and happening to show a little skin. Of course, that's going to bother some people, but while it has sex appeal, the art isn't even lewd by most internet standards, and I would generally agree this is a tame art compared to a lot that I've seen online. However, since Asmongold came to the defense of the game, the mouthwashing audio and music developer Martin has made some posts saying the anti-woke crowd has found the game and I feel sick to my fucking stomach. Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on, that I don't know if I can be active on here. I don't have the energy for this. So first of all, if you do not like Asmongold, if you don't like his takes, if you don't like his audience, you don't have to say that. You didn't have to stand from the mountaintops and scream this to the world. You could have stayed silent and ultimately raked in the dollars. But second of all, why is it that you're angry the quote anti-woke crowd has found the game? Because all that really meant was you were going to be making more money by breaking in more sales. These people are absolutely insane, right? You would think as a developer, you would want the most eyes on your product as possible, but that's not the mentality of these people. Also, he's saying that it makes him sick to his stomach and being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on. Yeah, I think that that is going to be the case now that people are going to point and laugh at you for being so disrespectful. There are so many devs out there who would be so grateful for someone with the audience size of Asmongold to cover their game, but instead you're sitting here whining and moaning and groaning and complaining. You just look like an absolute jerk. And that is why you're going to be roasted now. And ironically, the developer is upset that people are coming to the defense of the game, and he's upset by it, which shows the disdain that so many woke activists in the industry have for their own customer base. We've seen this happen so many times, and honestly, it's so sad because, again, as a customer, I just want to be able to play your game. And if I see a controversy online and it's unwarranted, I'm most of the time going to monetarily support your title. But now the people who might have will either refund in droves or they will not even buy it at all. And it just looks so bad for you going forward, because if you want to make a sequel to this game, we're going to sit and say, oh, do you remember when the first game in this series came out and these developers were freaking out? Again, it's just so disrespectful that you are sitting online when Asmongold was defending you and you're saying, oh, this is absolutely terrible. Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river, you're getting free press. Grums, aka Mark Kern, had made some posts saying one of the devs of Mouthwashing is really upset that Asmon found the game. I feel sick to my stomach. I've never mentioned it till today, and I'm apparently already preemptively not welcome. It does appear that this person has set up a blockchain in the past, and a lot of people are blocked from interacting with him, and it just goes to show the mentality within the video game industry. These people preach about diversity and inclusivity until it comes time to support inclusivity of thought and diversity of thought. If you have any opinions that are different from theirs, you're a terrible person in their eyes, and they will block you, they will report you, they will ban you from their communities. And now, of course, this is just front and center with this mouth-washing game. I'm sure that we were all blocked in the past, but we have only, found that out now because of this situation. Or maybe they did end up blocking Asmongold and it was a blockchain through Asmongold now that the situation has happened. Who really knows? But I think it's terrible that these people do want to gatekeep a portion of the video game industry and keep people out simply over politics. As human beings, we are not all going to agree all the time, and that's perfectly fine. As long as we can be respectful towards one another's differences, that's what matters, but these people never are. Again, they preach about diversity and inclusivity and safe spaces and respect until it comes time for them to act that way. He ranted on Blue Sky about the situation, but then deleted it saying, thank you, this means a lot. I real want to be active and engaged, but my mental health is taking a big toll. He means I really want to be active and engaged, but his mental health is taking a big toll. And I don't want people to go through mental health problems because of a video game, but ultimately, you brought a lot of this backlash upon yourself if you simply didn't make a statement or said, hey, I might not agree with everything Asmongold says, but I appreciate the coverage. People still would have monetarily supported you, but instead you said it made you feel sick to your fucking stomach because somebody who you disagree with covered your game, which just comes across as extremely disrespectful. And he did delete it, but of course, the internet never forgets. People are going to remember this forever now. There are screenshots, there are archives, and gamers are just pointing and laughing at him. So it will be interesting to see if over the next few days he makes any follow-up statements or he tries to kind of quell this situation. I don't think he will, but only time will tell. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.